Hello and welcome to Wolfie Casts. We will be taking a look at this Latin America draft little tournament, where we will currently see a ban phase happening. I'm uncertain of the current meta that is happening in Latin America, but I would imagine Scyther Scissor will still be a high ban as well as maybe Snorlax. Okay, Azumarill. So, uh, high contention for the early game picks, such as perhaps Blissey. I would expect a Blissey, or maybe perhaps Aegislash, or actually, yeah, I was about to say Dodrio. So Dodrio, definitely a very strong, very strong jungling Pokemon. Huge ganks, huge amounts of damage, useful throughout the entirety of the game, and scales really well. Super quick. On the other side, the orange team now picking, hovering over the Mime and the Absol. Mime, I'm not surprised about at all. Still, even after nerf, Mime is still super useful in every situation. Absol, I'm a little more surprised on. As we go back over the purple team, they've already locked in the Gengar, hovering over the Snorlax. Snorlax, a great bulky frontliner. Uh, definitely a top tier pick right now, boasting super huge defense. Block is always super useful. Gengar can be useful as well. I'm surprised it's just picked second, only because currently no one on the orange team, no one on the orange team is effectively super threatened by Gengar, only because they have the mobility to ignore him. Memo Swine a good pick. Zoroark, not certain on that one as well. So, responding with the Blissey. Blissey, again, a supporter in the top tier as well as Eldegoss. And the final pick, hovering a Delphox, probably going to lock in. Delphox, again, just one of those picks that the damage is so much with the Mystical Fire Flame Charge combo. So as we're making our final preparations here, get a quick look at the item. Standouts for me personally, attack weight on the Zoroark, as well as the Drain Crown on the Dodrio. We'll see how well that goes for them. Unfortunately, the overlay used for this Twitch stream does not allow me to see the items that were picked for the bottom two players. But I would imagine Mime probably has a special attack specs if he is planning to be aggressive. But he probably doesn't need to be. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he was a little more bulky, trying to help be a frontlining tank with Mamoswine. They do have plenty of damage. Delphox will hit a huge power spike at level 11 if it doesn't get completely shut down by that point. And then Zoroark and Absol able to cut across the backside. I'm very surprised that Cramorant was picked, especially so late in the draft when they have a Zoroark and an Absol. But Cramorant does boast a surprisingly high defense for a mage. But even then, I'm still not certain it was the right choice. But we currently see the jungle being shared by Cramorant and Dodrio. Dodrio returning now to the top lane. Maybe possibly catch the Zoro. All right, yeah, absolutely. The eject button going right in, heavy slam, knocks him up. No way that he would get away from that. And then some quick, simple scores. Not too much, but, enough to get that attack weight, which was what Dodrio was aiming for. And we stay up here in the top lane. Now see 2 on the orange team, 3 coming up as Absol is making his way up here. Snorlax being forced to rest and actually way too early gets caught out. Unfortunately, not in a safe area on his side of the map. And 3 on the orange team. Dodrio now evolving to 5, or now evolving at level 5. A small skirmish up there in the top lane as the camera has moved down here to the bot lane. Dodrio gets a kill on Zerua. And a return kill from the Absol. As return top, there we go. Now Absol forced to eject button out. I'm a little surprised. I don't think that Cramorant has the kill pressure to be able to knock him out. We now see an invading Mr. Mime, but he does secure his buff. Mr. Mime now forced to be now forced to defend himself. Absolutely no way to get away from that. A speedy Dodrio will not be outrun by a Mime. The heavy slam interrupted by, I believe that was Ice Fang that just kind of caught him in midair. It was a very strange interaction of what was happening. But it was brought back, stunned, and inevitably killed. Middle birds. Nice psychic into the wall to knock out Cramorant. Blissy's still trying to aim for level 6, going for the safeguard instead of the soft boiled, which is a fairly smart choice. There's a lot of bursts that shield would be useful for. Zero Aura getting a little caught out here, too far forward. The 202 is now the heavy slam trying to stop Zero Aura. Rest, forced to eject button out. Absol super low, skirmishing all the way around. Can't really get anywhere. Yeah, and a hyper aggressive enhanced auto attack from Dodrio knocks him out. Snorlax scoring 11 before he inevitably falls. He knew that he was not going to get away from that, but a double kill going over to Zoroark, and possibly, yeah, he will get away, most likely, but Snorlax has returned. Nope. He Oh, wow, a great push by the high horsepower to make sure that his Zoroark captures that 30. Huge burst from the just the Shadow Ball, and I believe probably Hex from... Oh, wow. Inevitably winning the fight, Dodrio in the top lane. Zoroark versus Dodrio is an interesting matchup, but ultimately Dodrio is just too fast to be caught. Gets that speed meter going and just returns back in with a super powerful auto attack. A tri attack followed by the auto attack. Now has block, or rather, Snorlax now has block. Dodrio is actually level 10. I didn't even notice till just this moment. Doing super well right now. Bottom fight with a Registeel, currently being threatened by Zoroark, and will definitely get that knockout with the feint attack final down attack. It does do extra damage based on missing health, so it is very easy secure, as the purple team getting collapsed on by the remainder. And as I expected, the Flame Charge and the Flame Charge and Mystical Fire going for Delphox. A nice showtime here to make sure that Snorlax absolutely does not even come remotely close to getting away. Mr. Mime now turning on Regirock to secure, as this is actually the first Regirock of the game. It was a little too much pressure going on the top lane, but his team has been killed, and Mr. Mime is now having to fight for his life. A good guard swap, or sorry, power swap, keeps them at bay, but only he is not able to defend that, and now they're in a rough position to contest this Regirock, getting pinned against the wall by the Snorlax, and he will not able to contribute. It was a great attempt by Zoroark, but he was not able to secure that, and they both fall. That Regirock now pushing in the top lane. It was forced being defended. Or sorry, the orange team is forced now to defend, while the purple team now just taking a bit of farm, regrouping, reassessing their situation. Snorlax here in the bot lanes, catching out 2. He is backed up by Gengar and Blissey, as they go in. Heavy Slam knocks him up. Block, eject button, and out. A little too afraid of the Gengar's potential burst, but he comes right back in. The fanciful fireworks. Bliss assistance getting Blissey out of there, but ultimately not doing too much more than that. She's recalling and does manage to escape. Kramer actually taking down Absol with him, getting caught, or getting forced to have 4v1. And Purple team had the advantage there, but they just sort of it just sort of fell apart. A couple bad strange skirmishes. The Mammoth Mash charging in, just knocking up Blissey, doing a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, in the top purple jungle, a little bit of a skirmish going on there. Huge high horsepower, but a great timed safeguard. But Absol just charging in, catching off. That's what one thing Absol is really good at, is moving around the entire battlefield, catching some low health mons and knocking them out. Snorlax is not able to do very much. Surprisingly still alive, but no, ultimately does go down to Absol. Absol claiming 4 kills in that fight. The orange team getting Regirock. Gonna enjoy those extra offensive stats for a little while. Dodrio up here positioning for Regieleki. The blue team will be following in suit. And the orange team also collapsing as well. We see that Mime has his ults, as well as Delphox, the Fanciful Fireworks, and the Showtime will play key roles here. But Cramorant does have Gablin Goat Missile, Power Nap from the Snorlax, Phantom Ambush by Gengar. But ultimately, the Regieleki will not go down. At 2-minute mark, the Rayquaza is now started. Nice catch out by Mime here. This would be huge if they kill him. And he is forced to use his Showtime and does not die, surprisingly. But enemy team is now being forced to go into the Fanciful Fireworks. A huge one fight for the purple team. I'm not entirely sure what happened, because unfortunately I am not able to control the camera in these fights. Dojio, or sorry, wow, great fight. And this is actually exactly what the purple team needed. They were just a little bit behind. So a Reggie is a much enjoyed thing. And there is a ton of points. There's only a minute left. They are now behind by about 450 points. So there's not very much that the orange team can do at this time, other than pad their stats and maybe try to get in a couple more points. They do get Dodrio out of here. Just some last minute spite taking him down before ultimately 30 seconds will pass and the purple team will win game 1. You see a little bit more fighting here. Zoroark just trying to get a couple more kills. Absol almost going down, but safely will return back to base. Gengar getting pushed into the base by Mamoswine, but falls to a Shadow Ball. Gengar will get knocked out in return. So Orange Team winning. Orange Team getting a couple more kills under the belt, but ultimately with a game with a timer, there's not much more that they can do. All right, game number 2, the ban phase. I'm wondering if they're gonna ban Dodrio now, just to get it out of the way. I feel like it was a huge problem for them, but no, the Azumarill and the Scizor, or Scyther Scizor, still still the ones that are prioritized on the ban phase. Blissey being grabbed first, always a safe option. Very easily the best healer currently in the game. And the safeguard is super useful. We did see the safeguard last game. And I feel like it worked wonders. Yeah, Dodrio and Mamoswine. Snorlax being hovered and selected. Snorlax has great utility, great engage, and seeing a Zeraora. Not often seeing a Zeraora in the competitive scene, at least not in North America as far as I'm aware. This mon is very strange considering that it gets its upgraded moves very, very late. But it does have a strong early game. But the orange team now opting to pick Mr. Mime and Mew. safe choices. Again, after multiple nerfs for actually both of these mons, still performing supremely well. And we're seeing a Serena hovered and possibly locked in for the purple team. Serena being a bit more of a skirmisher. Uh, and this is actually a very well-balanced team, I believe, in my opinion, for the purple side. Blissey and Serena pair very, very well together. Serena already has some very, very good self-healing, some self-mitigation, and Blissey as well as that. The not just the ultimate, but everything that Blissey has able to contribute to that. And Cramorant being the final pick again. This is actually probably a safer game for the Cramorant than the last time, but Cramorant also won the last game, so we will see how well the Cramorant pops off. Loading into the game, I will suspect that Cramorant will probably go into the jungle again. Dodrio returning to the top lane, possibly with Mamoswine, which will leave Mew and Mr. Mime in the bot lane. As for the other team, Delphox is possibly their jungler. Or Zeraora. Zeraora probably doing well in the jungle, though I believe that lane Delphox is not exactly the best. It's just a little too susceptible. It doesn't get any useful abilities to level 6, which is 2 evolutions, which takes a little bit of time. But no, ultimately Zeraora is going into the middle and is invading, actually, planning to invade our little Cramorant over on the other side. Currently unaware. This is great, actually. Zeraora got into that bush without him even being seen, but the collapse from the orange team is huge right now, and there is absolutely no way that Zeraora gets out of that. He must have been spotted somehow, or it was just expected that Zeraora will invade. And they collapse on him super quickly. And now the orange team is returning an invade. And yeah, Dodrio does get it, but he may... Yeah, he does not fall. He has enough movement speed to get out of there. Unfortunately, Mamoswine will not... Wow, Mamoswine picks up a knockout before he gets taken down as well. But I was right in thinking that Mamoswine would unfortunately not have the same luck of getting away. So returning to lane, we see this now level 5 Dodrio. Super incredibly painful to lane against. With its powerful tri-attack poke, and then its enhanced auto-attack lunge, doing a lot of damage to the poor squishy Delphox. A little skirmish down here in the bot lane as Zeraora is still trying to keep his jungle secure. A nice light screen to keep the Blissey and Snorlax from getting in, but Snorlax is still level 4 and does not have heavy slam yet, so he's not really able to catch this Dodrio, who's already super fast. Now up here, possibly being able to catch Serena off guard, but Serena is scoring a couple... Actually, Serena hasn't scored any points. Now she has. Oh, I'm sorry. The counters on the left and right are the current points that they're holding, not what they've scored. That is my fault. Little fight in this middle for the middle birds. Not sure ultimately who it went for, but I'm going to guess it went to the orange side, considering that that Snorlax and Blissey are still not level 6. A 3-man dive down here in the bot lane. Mime holding them off enough for Cramorant to score in a big 30 points. And the purple team not too far behind in levels. Actually, the levels are roughly about even, except for poor Mamoswine, who's still not even level 5, getting bullied by this Serena, who's level 9. Yeah, Mamoswine is going to need some assistance if he wants to contribute anything, as both Regis have been spawned, and the Queen Ascendant completely obliterates the Dodrio. And this poor Mamo, he can't do anything. This Serena is so powerful. It was a great counter pick to Dodrio. Cramorant coming in with the massive Gatling Bolt missile. The blue team is forced to back away, and Mew wants to get some kills there. A little too far forward, forced to use the Mystical Mirage just for its own safety. And Mr. Mime and Cramorant very easily able to secure that bottom Regi. Meanwhile up here, Serena, though level 10 compared to this level 6 Mamoswine, not invincible, but does really well. Oh, nice auto attack. Getting lucky on that Pikachu draw from the Cramorant pool to knock out Delphox despite the shield from the second tier goal zone. And this Serena is such a huge threat. Nearly 100 to zeroing that Dodrio with just the ultimate. And even with the save from from Mew is not able to get away. Using the triple trample just to do some more damage. And Serena finally goes down after a lot of hard work and effort just to fight him. But that's going to be a big kill and a lot of experience going on to the two that were involved there. Mamoswine still not level 9 yet, but neither is Blissey or Snorlax, but Blissey gets its Unite at level 8, so that's not as big of a deal. But Snorlax definitely would like to have Power Nap for those engages, especially with that huge poke. It was just the auto attack from Blissey, or from Mew, I believe. We're in the Power Nap now just to use it to get back full healthy, to get back in this fight, engage. But the great positioning from the Cramorant, just knocking everyone out. Oh, big enhanced stomp from the Serena, get a lot of health back, but I think ultimately will go down as well as a nice fight won by the orange team. Positioning now to begin to take down this Regi. It's only Snorlax and Blissey that are here. I think they're willing to let this go. Snorlax may try to steal with a heavy slam, and he actually gets it. And with the block knocking back a bunch of people, he doesn't have his team here, though. Delphox just got here, but is a little too late. No, Zeraora came in with the low sweep. Knocks him out. Huge play from the Snorlax. Love that. Great triple, great quad, great tetra kill for the for the Zeraora. Dodrio now forced to defend this on his lonesome as the bot lane. This Serena is such a huge threat, but the Ice Fang, the multiple amounts of CC, as much damage as Serena does, she's not invincible, and some good CC chains like that will take her down, even with the assistance of Regirock. But the blue team, again, able to position here to go for this Regice without much contestant. That's going to be some nice global experience gain for the purple team. They back off. We are now at the 3-minute mark. We know that Rayquaza will soon be up. We see everyone has their ults except for Serena and Blissey, but Serena will be able to gather hers quickly. It does recharge fairly fast. And Mamoswine is the only one. Actually, no, 3 currently on the enemy team not available. Missing Showtime, Mammoth Mash, and Triple Trample. Triple Trample was just used in the top lane against Serena. So I would believe that Dodrio would have this back. I'm not certain on the recovery speed of Dodrio's Unite move. 10 seconds left to go. Not enough time to knock down that Regirock before it would despawn. And Orange Team has some good positions here, and they actually catch out Snorlax. Now Cramorant behind on the back lines, getting a little bit poked by the Delphox, but the blue team is panicking right now. Yeah, the Orange Team completely obliterating that fight. The purple team were scattered without their Snorlax. And this will be another game going to the orange team. Orange team with a couple scary skirmishes, admittedly, but ultimately winning the overall team fight. It was a huge a hugely well done effort by the purple team, especially Snorlax. But unfortunately, inevitably, the final the final fight at Rayquaza is what decides the game. Now ahead by almost over 500 points now, with only a minute left on the clock. There is not much that they're able to do aside from once again just enjoying some last minute skirmishes and wishing that there was more time. A huge rather a huge high horsepower to make sure that Snorlax does not escape the Showtime and the Ice Fang combo coming in, crushing Delphox, leaving Zeraora the only one left in the base as the orange team the the huge Gatling Bolt missile trying to reach a big heavy slam. But yeah, there's not much that there is absolutely nothing that the purple team can do. And the poor Serena did very well in this fight. Actually gets a triple kill right there at the very end, but the time has run out. The orange team is victorious. The orange team will be moving on in this tournament bracket. Congratulations to them.